a few weeks ago, I put together a total body program utilizing a Weider Ultimate Bodyworks and or a Total Gym machine. And now I thought I'd actually put together a weight loss program for people that are thinking about just using this machine in their house for a tool that's going to help them with their weight loss journey in the home. So I thought this might be helpful to some people. So that's what I'm going to get into in this video. I will timestamp everything. I will cover all the exercises. But that being said, if you guys like this content, you guys want to see more of it, please like and or subscribe. But let's get into the video. So just like my last program, I really try to think of a lot of different people when I kind of put these things together. I am considering though that this is for somebody who has a Total Gym or a Weider Ultimate Bodyworks or some sort of similar machine. It should fit a lot of different models and makes as far as the workouts that I kind of put together or the exercises I selected. And I would love to incorporate other things. That would be great, but I don't know everyone's pieces of equipment. So this is really going to be focused on just this machine and these workouts. But one, it's definitely for people who are seeking obviously weight loss or who are struggling with just consistency and time. And a lot of people, maybe they're not even have weight loss goals, but they're just having a hard time using the equipment. And so they want some more training frequency, some more days per week to train, and maybe they also don't have a whole lot of time. The second point, again, people who just want kind of faster paced workouts or just shorter workouts. So maybe they just want something that's just kind of getting them sweating or moving more consistently. Again, also maybe just that with that could be shorter, but that kind of depends on the reps and sets that you're going to select from that I give you the options for. Also, just more training days. I know in the last program, some people were not really concerned, but they kind of were just wondering about, could you do more training days? That was a total body program, and that was going 3 days a week. So we're kind of doing more of a split format where you're going to work different body parts. So now you can kind of get more training in throughout the week if that's kind of your goal. Also, this is for people that are just looking, again, just to add more muscle definition. That's kind of a basis of this, especially, if you're going to looking to lose weight, maybe like for the summertime or whatever. This should be kind of focusing on some areas that people are going to see a little bit more or less. And then again, for all, just like the last one, trying to think about selecting exercises that would kind of fit people of all different levels and ages. I know I can't fit everybody, but this is what I try to keep in mind when I'm putting this together. So you'll see in some of these exercises, I'll throw out some options of some modifiers you can do. This definitely should essentially fit every level. So it can fit a beginner. If it's totally a beginner, I would just say, take a little bit longer rest periods. Don't feel like you gotta do so many repetitions. If you're a little more advanced, definitely you can crank it up. Take the minimal rest periods, do the recommended repetitions I have, or do a little bit more. That's kind of up to you. You can tailor this program if you'd like. So let's get into the program details. Basically, it's going to be 2 separate week templates. So you're going to have a week A and a week B, a little bit of a higher frequency and also with repetitions and sets. I'll kind of get into that, why that is the case. So with that though, it's gonna be lower number of exercises compared to the last one I made. So the last one I had like 6 exercises in a workout. This one you're only gonna have like 4 exercises per workout. Again, it's by design here. Ideally, it's going to be used for maybe 1 to 3 months. I would say use this program for. You could definitely stretch this out for essentially forever. And I should say that you can manipulate with the intensities and the angles and things. Every workout could be slightly different. I'm just saying, if, as it's written now, a good sweet spot would be like 1 to 3 months. That would be something good to kind of do. But again, this thing can kind of be altered all over the place. Point number 5, it's designed to build momentum and consistency during your weight loss journey. Really, my point of saying this is that a lot of people who struggle with weight loss, a big problem with them is just kind of keeping the momentum of just feeling like they're kind of just doing something a little bit different that necessitating more work. If you're going to be on a weight loss journey, it's something that is going to feel a little bit difficult. And so a big part of that as far as exercise is concerned is getting the mentality in your head of like point number 6. We're not using this as a means of like burning calories. I don't want people to think about we're just like fighting off and doing extra work to burn off calories, because that's that's an uphill battle regardless. The biggest thing, is like diet, and we can't go, for the sake of time, we can't go into things like diet, which is obviously really important. But a big part of exercise is just keeping that consistency of, basically going in there, feeling like you're getting a lot of good work in. You definitely should be kind of sweating. You're moving your muscles around. And a part of with everything else in a weight loss journey, these things should kind of go hand in hand. And so with point number 7 too, with the way it's kind of written, with all the extra kind of movement that's going on with this, I do want you to incorporate some sort of short cardiovascular activity if you can. You don't have to, again, with the way it's written, but it would be ideal if you can do that. We'll talk about that in the cardio section, but just kind of keep that in mind. Cardio is kind of thought about and written into that. I'm not saying you have to do it. I certainly don't do it all the time. I'm talking short, 10 to 20 minute stuff as just some other kind of activity boosters throughout the workout and throughout the week. So don't think of cardio is necessarily mandatory, but it would be ideal, again, at least mix in 3 days of cardiorespiratory activity into the program. If you can just think of it, if it's mixed with the resistance training days, like you're doing the resistance training workout on the Total Gym or Weider Ultimate Bodyworks, and it says cardio that day, I'd say ideally choose something that's kind of short. something that's shorter and a little bit higher intensity, not like to kill yourself, but something like 10 to 20 minutes, even like 7 minutes, something like that. So I mean, sometimes I'll do 7-minute indoor rower workouts. Those are good. The assault bike, I love those. An Airdyne bike, something like that. If you have those are kind of expensive, but those are low impact. Some sort of low impact body weight thing you can find would be good. A spin bike, a jump rope, any kind of body weight interval training, something of that nature would be good. But at the end of the day, if there's nothing like that you can find, don't worry about it too much. And on the off days, if it just says like, or just like one day it says cardio, like on the weekend, then just do some sort of, long, slow distance cardio session if you want. All right, so let's just look at week A as we're getting going here. Sunday is off and Monday is workout 1, and then it progressively goes through to the workout 5. So Tuesday is 2, Wednesday is workout 3, Thursday is workout 4, Friday is workout 5, and then you see that / cardio on those resistance days. Like I just said, don't worry about it. If you can't get it in, it's not a big deal. Saturday is a whole designated, like a longer cardio session if you want, or it really can be anything. The point is, if you do some of it, that would be good. Higher intensity, it would be better only because it just kind of shortens your time working out. But definitely don't kill yourself. That's the last thing I want you guys to do. And the way I kind of design these workouts, you'll notice every body part's getting worked twice a week. You're not doing a whole lot of exercises, and I'm trying to give you guys plenty of rest between each body part and each day. But you're going to be working for sure. Just don't overdo it. Be mindful of that. So let's get into looking at week A, workout 1, which is chest and back. Before I do anything else, just kind of show you how this is kind of laid out. Basically, you'll notice I have the same format I did in the last program, if you guys got a chance to see it, where there's a blue, 2 different colors basically. You'll see 1 would be chest press, 2 is a power pull-up. So this is kind of the first little circuit. You'll do the chest press, do that first set, then take the rest if needed, around 30 seconds, go into that power pull-up, and then go back and start the second set with the chest press, and then again back to the power pull-up, and then you do your 3 to 5 sets, and then basically go into the next circuit, which is down there below. And then if we're looking at intensity in setting in the far right corner, where it just says low, moderate to high, I push basically a lot of this stuff is low to moderate for more or less that intensity or the setting. I'm talking about this setting on the actual bench itself. So if it's a low setting, it's kind of like all the way down. Moderate, it's kind of in the middle. High is like jacked up. And that also kind of corresponds with how hard the exercise is. So if it's really high, you shouldn't be able to do a lot of reps. If it's low, you should be able to do a lot of reps. So that's why you'll notice that pretty much you're going to see a lot of low to moderate, because the rep range is going to be fairly high. This is just going to be kind of recommendations, so don't feel like you have to take this to the bank. But by and large, this program should be a little more high repetitions. These shouldn't be repetitions where if you get to, like, let's say 15 to 25, like this says, like you're going to failure. I mean, you should be feeling, pretty good. You're basically getting yourself moving, but you can always kind of tweak this at your discretion. If you feel like this is too much or too little, tweak it to your discretion if you'd like to. Even the sets, I think 3 sets is probably a nice mid-range spot for some people. I really designed this with only 4 exercises in a lot of these because I don't want the workout to be going crazy long. It shouldn't really exceed 40 minutes. For sure, but if it is, then dial back to sets. You can dial back the reps and the rest periods as well. I tried to think of exercises that would complement each other. Again, they're lower intensity, so 30 seconds rest is a nice, good, sweet zone, but you could do a little bit longer rest period, you could do a little bit less. Just use your own discretion at these. All right, so let's jump right into our week A, workout 1 on that Monday, and it's going to be a chest and back workout. Starting out with just a basic chest press for high repetitions, kind of pressing right through that chest line. Then we're going into this popping push-up or power pull-up, where you're just going to pull up and then just pop up and then go right back down for high repetitions. Again, it's a lower setting for all these. Then you're doing this burpee push-up. Pretty hard if you actually kind of look at it. You don't have to kick back if you don't want to. I have those little straps on there, that helps. Otherwise, you can just step back slowly on your bench and then just do the push-up. You can do that as well. Then we're going into this dumbbell pullover, which, strike that, it's not a dumbbell, so they're just a regular pullover. We're kind of going at a faster click, as I mentioned, with this high rep range, this moderate setting. I'm kind of going out to the sides there, but just a faster paced pullover with momentum there a little bit to kind of get those high repetitions. Now we're in week A, workout 2, legs and core. And the first 2 exercises in this one are going to be an upright leg press and then a hanging leg raise. And this one is basically kind of looks easy. It is easy if you do for low repetitions. Put some bands or some resistance on it and do high reps. I got to like 35, maybe 40 reps in this to kind of really get the tension I wanted. You can put some external bands if you don't have a Weider Ultimate Bodyworks to do that as well. Then just a hanging leg raise is another kind of staple I've been showcased on this channel. Again, you can make this easier by bending your legs and lowering the bench. And now the next circuit is going to be this jump squat, crunch, and back extension. This jump squat, again, not too difficult. do the high rep range, kind of bring your legs out if you want to add like a little difficulty to it. That even kind of works the core a little bit as well. This little crunch I like. I sit back on the machine a little bit on purpose so I can get my back to kind of bend into it, and I focus on extending my abs and then crunching down. But I think that little extension makes a difference. You can also do this version where you kind of tuck yourself in, and then I finally go into this back extension. Need a little bit higher reps to kind of really feel that though. And then we're going into week A, workout 3. First 2 exercises are going to be this power shoulder press and then a dual row. You don't have to do the power version of this shoulder press. You can simply do a regular shoulder press. It's totally up to you. But again, use your own discretion. This is kind of what it looks like, just kind of powering out of it, then kind of going down, absorbing that movement and as you go down. And then this dual row, I've always said, feels a little bit easy sometimes, so just really crank it higher if you want to, and then just get the high rep range. And then this last circuit in workout 3 is just going to be a frontal raise and then into the high row. This frontal raise, obviously it's a lower setting, so I just get more repetitions and I'm kind of leaning a little more into it to kind of increase that angle. And then this high row, just basically driving the elbows up kind of even with that shoulder line. And that's pretty much it with this one. You can cross them if you'd like to. I like that setting as well. And now we're at workout 4 in week A, which is again legs. And the first exercise being this prone squat. You can attach these bungee cables if you got a Weider Ultimate Bodyworks. Otherwise, if you have like a regular Total Gym model, you can just take a pair of loop style resistance bands to increase the tension. It just helps kind of secure the positioning. Otherwise, you got to lean your head on the actual sled. And then next up, we go into this bridge squat. Again, I'm doing this for a little high repetitions because it's not too difficult, but you could definitely add resistance bands onto it, just kind of pressing and bridging your hips into the air. And the next circuit in this workout is going to be the single leg press. I'm doing this just kind of rotating, kind of messing around a little bit. Otherwise, you can kind of lock in the leg with the tension. You could add a pair of loop style bands or tube style bands if you'd like to as well to increase the tension. And then finally, we got another single leg sequence in this circuit with just these glute kickbacks. Always try and make sure to drive the hips back and really kind of flex the glutes. I kind of forget to do that, but that makes the exercise a lot more effective. Again, kind of shoot for a little bit high repetitions, but it's up to you on that one. And then wrapping up the week is just a basic arm workout. I don't think I've ever showcased a arm workout with this machine, but this machine works excellent with that. Since we're not doing any direct bicep or tricep work, we are kind of doing them inadvertently through the chest pressing and shoulder pressing and also the back movements. But now we're kind of doing a nice dedicated workout at the end of the week, which should be fine. And then next week, we'll actually start going into kind of incorporating them throughout the other workouts. The first sequence is just starting off with the bread and butter exercise, just this kind of leaning curl. I lean into it so I can keep my biceps even with the line of action of the machine. Then we kind of flip over on our backs, and then we do a supine tricep extension and another staple one, just keeping the elbows locked in at your sides. Then we go into the preacher curl. This one feels really good. You just got to do a little more high repetitions and really kind of squeeze, go really slow moving, and just kind of keep that tension just right on the bicep. It really locks it in. We just kind of have to think about it. Then you just progress and then slowly go right into just this neutral tricep extension. So this is a nice kind of solid transition with this circuit and this arm workout. And really just kind of think about keeping the elbows locked in. That's a huge thing with arms. And then the last part of this circuit is the inverted curl, probably maybe one of the most used exercises I've used in this machine. Again, solid exercise. And then after this, I get kind of cut off here, but then just kind of going kind of a face down, just tricep extension. Again, keeping the elbows locked in at the side, getting full flexion at the elbows and full extension at the elbows. And then we really get into week B, which is a little bit different. You notice we got one day off in the middle to kind of give you a break and transition of things, but same thing, a 1, 2, 3, 4 workout. You're just going to progressively go into that. I add a little bit more, mix up the splits a little bit, starting with workout 1. So instead of doing a chest and back, now we're doing chest and biceps, where we're going to do the incline press and inverted curl first. We just kind of go into a nice incline press, just pressing at a slight incline, and a little bit higher repetitions, might be a little bit harder, but then we're going to go into that inverted curl, which I'm not going to show that. We just did that on Friday, so I think you guys already know what that is, so I'll skip demonstrating that exercise. And the next circuit's going to be a chest fly and a slanted curl. So again, we already saw the slanted curl, but the chest fly, just basically just sitting up like this, getting good tension, kind of squeezing in through the chest line. And then workout 2 of week B is basically back and triceps, where we're going to start out with a pull up and then a tricep press down. And with this pull-up, we're not going to do that power pull-up. We're just going to do a regular pull-up, nice, slow, and controlled. If you need to up the intensity, definitely up the incline, but we're just going to go slow and controlled with this one. And then I already kind of demonstrated the tricep press down, face up and face down. You can actually pick which either one you want and interchange them, but after this single arm row, just pick a different tricep exercise. So I think it says supines would be face up if you want to, but you can switch whichever one you want, face up or face down, or go with that neutral grip one we did earlier. And then workout 3 in week B is legs and core. There's a couple new exercises actually I think I've never shown on this channel, so I'll introduce those when we get to them. So the first exercise in this circuit is just going to be a single leg press. This is always a staple leg one for me. Feels really good. See if you can get a little high repetitions if you can, but again, really great exercise. Then we're getting into something a little bit new here. You can do this on either a Weider Ultimate Bodyworks or a Total Gym, regardless of the model. Some Total Gyms have these handles already set up for you, but if you get one of these things, you just kind of grab a little bit higher, watch your hands, and then just kind of put this at a lower setting than you normally would, and then just do this kind of reverse abdominal crunch. The next circuit has us doing this side step up. You could step over and just do like a switch over on both legs, but otherwise I like to just kind of do this. Just step up on a high setting, kind of knee the air. Again, you can do drop step into a lunge. And then this plank, you can move up, I say, for 20 repetitions. Keep it locked in, go 1, and then up for 2. Otherwise, you can hold this for 60 seconds. This is, again, another challenging one. Just pick the right setting that kind of fits for you. And then workout 4 for week B, the last one, is basically an upper body workout, the shoulder focus, as you can kind of see, and random kind of pike thrown in there as well. First thing we're going to do is just a single arm press. Can be kind of a difficult exercise. I like to kind of angle into it a little bit, but just kind of press right through so that your bicep goes even with your ear. Then we go into this rear fly, which you kind of have to angle a little bit diagonally, but just kind of do like a rear fly this way. You could do a dual rear fly, but basically it's kind of 2 single arm exercises back together. And then we got this pike exercise. You could do a pike to push up. You could do these little mountain climbers. It's kind of up to you. And then finally we go into another circuit, which is face up supine. Frontal raise is a little bit different than the other frontal raise we did earlier. And then again, different pullover. We're gonna go face up pullovers for that circuit. So that's it, guys. I tried my best to keep this as short as possible. If you ever want more information, anything, obviously let me know. Thank you guys for watching. And if you like this video, please like and or subscribe. Thanks again.